Mr. Czarnecki, thank you very much for this opportunity to speak into Azerbaijani delegation. And as an Azerbaijani delegation, we are very interested knowing your position concerning the relations between European Parliament and Azerbaijan, because as Azerbaijan delegation, our main goal is to increase and to deepen our relations with the members of the European Parliament, because Azerbaijan is located in the South Caucasus, you know. This is a very important region for the European Union. Energy security is very important, and we would like to see more prosperous and more stable, secure region of the South Caucasus in the immediate neighborhood of the European Union. And I think that European Parliament can play a very important role in helping our region to achieve more stable, more prosperous region. What's your take on this, please?
Firstly, thank you much indeed for your coming here, for your presence, because I think it's the very good opportunity for our side, for my colleagues from the European Parliament, which, very frankly speaking, I'm not diplomat, which their knowledge about South Caucasus and especially Azerbaijan is not too big. It's a pity, but it's the fact. I have been more than 10 times in your country, but I think the huge majority of members of the European Parliament never been in Azerbaijan.
Unfortunately.
Yes, and I think this visit like this is the very good chance for us for a change of views, for the direct information from the source, and I think it's the really good opportunity for very frank conversation about our relations, about maybe, truly speaking, some myths, some stereotypes in our relations, maybe, frankly speaking, for sure, the imagination, the vision of Azerbaijan of some of my colleagues here is false. And your presence is the good chance for showing members of the European Parliament real picture of Azerbaijan and your region.
Exactly.
Azerbaijan is a very stable country. It's important for European Union. It's economically number one in your region. It's also very crucial momentum for us, and especially now during the energy crisis.
Yes.
Azerbaijan must be, not can be, must be a very important partner. It's our interest, but frankly, I think the common interest. Exactly. Also, I'm from Poland, and for me, Azerbaijan has a special position because, for example, my compatriots has created the architecture of Baku, for example.
Exactly.
And we have partly, maybe not the same, but similar experience, the communism, the Soviet time, etc. And I think the understanding of Azerbaijan, of my compatriots, is for sure bigger than our partners from France, Netherlands, Germany, Austria, etc. And I think also security issue is also very
important.
Good subject of our conversation, not only in the level of European Council or European Commission, but also our interparliamentary dialogue is really important, and I would like say thank you very much indeed for your coming.
Very good point, because Azerbaijan, as you have rightly mentioned, Azerbaijan is very important player in the South Caucasus and is one of the reliable, stable partners of the European Union. And in this case, the role of Azerbaijan is becoming even more important in terms of the energy crisis, energy security, also as a key player, Azerbaijan is connecting East with the West. You know, this middle corridor that is becoming more and more important also for the European Union. And Azerbaijan is located right on the heart of this very important transport corridor, which connects East with the West. You know, the corridor, middle corridor, will become even more important, will be increasing its capacity because currently the crisis, a political security crisis, energy crisis that we are facing in the European continent makes us to rethink, to reconsider our position. And that's why I would also appreciate if you share your views about the European Union and the members of the European Parliament vis-a-vis to the middle corridor. What's your take on this subject?
Well, very good question, very good point for our dialogue. Now, I think everybody, or almost everybody, knows that it's very important and useful. But I remember, truly speaking, 20 years ago, 15 years ago especially, only few people or few countries thought about it. I would like say about the role of former President of Poland,
yes,
Mr. Lech Kaczyński, which died in the air crash in Russia in April 2010, and his very good personal relationship with your president Ilham Aliyev.
Exactly.
And this statements now this time that it's very important and very useful for both sides, not only for Poland, not only for our Central Eastern Europe, but whole Europe, whole European Union, and also obviously for Azerbaijan in South Caucasus. And Mr. Aliyev, Mr. Kaczynski, presidents of to our countries work very hard for this initiative, and I am very happy that now European elites understood that it's a very important factor.
Yeah. Before giving the floor to my colleagues, I would like to say that we have very important projects via Carpathia Road, Middle Corridor, now the Zangezur Corridor that we are working on it. All these projects are very important for the connection, for the transport connectivity. And I think that the European Union members of the European Parliament must focus, must give more attention to these projects for the benefit of both EU and Azerbaijan. Maybe Sevil Mikailova, my colleague, will ask some questions also. Sevil Khan, what do you have to say? What's your take on this regional cooperation issues, energy security, or the security, overall security in our region? Please.
Thank you very much, Tural. I want to say that after regaining independence, Azerbaijan actually has enforced its efforts in the direction of for better relations with the European Union. And after 30 years of these efforts, we can say bravely that we have very good relations because energy security is the major direction in our cooperation. But we can mention here communication, we can mention here humanitarian section, which is also very important, bringing nations together. And I want to mention here especially our Vice President's efforts to push the soft diplomacy. Ms. Mehriban Aliyeva actually realized very big projects in the European Union, and also Azerbaijan was host to the European Games, as you remember, in 2015, which was very important page in the relations between EU and Azerbaijan. So, Mr. Charneckий, I would like to attract your attention to the potential that we are having for playing bigger role in the life of the European Union. So, how do you see the future? What are the obstacles, and how we as parliamentarians can play our role so in these two directions, using the potential and eliminating the obstacles?
Well, I remember time of first lady, which was British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, Iron Lady, and very famous words of Madame Thatcher, Tina. What means Tina? There is no alternative. It's my answer for you. There is no alternative for our closer ties. And especially the parliaments, the European Parliament and your Parliament has extremely important role because, truly speaking, our mandate and our possibility of activity is practically bigger than more official European Commission or especially the representation of 27 EU member states European Council. And we can propose some ideas, promote some ideas, and European Commission and your government, your president, can be executor for this agenda, for these issues, for these ideas. We should speak about very concrete time and situation in the world and in Europe. We have a very big hot potato, very big problem in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
You know about the big war between Russia and Ukraine, biggest war after the Second World War. Yeah. And now the Europe and your country is the part of Europe, must find the political and economical answer for the situation. And I think it's the good reason, or maybe excuse, for our closer cooperation in many fields, not only energy sector, but also political level. Why? Because I can repeat, we must have very stable partners outside of EU.
Yes.
Azerbaijan is a very good example, very stable government, very stable economy, and it's for us is the partner from the dream.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's my open invitation for closer links with our parliament, more meetings, more conference, more seminar, more personal relationships, because I think it's the very useful, not only for our side, or your side, but we can say about common interest.
Yes, Mr. Czarnecki, you have mentioned exactly. Azerbaijan is a reliable partner. We would like to bring peace, stability, well-being to our region, and we would like to see the Caspian Sea, the region of South Caucasus, to be a place of collaboration, not a place of confrontation. And
Exactly.
in this context, in this regard, we would like to see more support from the European Parliament, from the members of the European Parliament. So this is kind of our vision, and the vision of our government, the vision of our president.
Exactly.
Is to be a good partner, to have more close relations with the EU. And as for the parliamentarians, we are also looking forward to have more engagement with the European Parliament.
Absolutely, totally agree with you. And more few words. Now I talked about it. We have the war, but we should think and speak not only how win the war, but how win the peace.
Exactly.
How win the peace.
Very good point.
And we should find together peaceful solution for long term.
Exactly. Absolutely agree. So maybe you can ask any question if you have.
Thank you very much. So, as you know, we had a war 3 years ago, and one of the biggest challenge for Azerbaijan is landmines problem. And Azerbaijani people, the civilians, continue to be killed and maimed by landmines planted by Armenia. And I have some statistics I would sound it here. Since the trilateral statement, about 130 incidents of landmine explosion took place in Azerbaijan, and 291 people fell victim to mine explosions. And Azerbaijan has allocated around $200 million towards landmine clearance efforts. and we value European Union's assistance towards humanitarian demining efforts in the country. Azerbaijan believes that more international efforts could be invested in the field of mine action. So in this case, we have several strategic partners in the European Union, and one of these countries is your country, Poland. In this case, I would ask you, how can we work together with Poland to help Azerbaijan to clean their area from landmines? Do you have ideas how can we intensify our cooperation?
Yeah, it's really important. Firstly, I would like to congratulate your country because you have very, very active ambassador. She's a woman in Poland. I think that Poland has a special role in the European Union because I think generally Poles better knows Azerbaijan than many Western people. And we know the history of Azerbaijan, sometimes dramatic history, long, but sometimes difficult. And we know political circumstances of your country during last century. And I think our knowledge can be useful here in Strasbourg, in Brussels, for European Union elites. I hope, it's my dream that this conflict in South Caucasus will be not like copy of very, very extremely long conflict in Middle East.
Yes.
I think I hope that clever politicians from Azerbaijan, but also from Armenia, will find the peaceful solution. I know about the tragic, you said about the tragic information about that innocent people, civilians, and it's the very bad information, bad message, but maybe it can be the start of the more intensive, not only dialogue, but real activity in the political diplomatic level. And I am very glad that, for example, concretely speaking, that the President of European Council, former Prime Minister of Belgium, Charles Michel, is very active in your region, and many meetings with your government, and truly, I think he focused especially for your region, and I think it's the very good example of positive activity of our European Union. Yeah. Well, and finally speaking, last words. I'm optimistic because I think now I can compare because I'm here in the European Parliament since 2004, and now the knowledge and also good political will in this house, in the European Union, is absolutely bigger than 5, 10 years or 15 years ago. Exactly. It's very important. And I see many common platforms of dialogue, not only blah, blah, blah speaking, but also a real decision.